It's a strange thing to him that the Arabs are fighting for Palestine. It's a strange thing. He says, I'm quoting him, let me quote, that the Arabs control 3 million square miles of land but cannot allow Israel, their kinfolk. Ask the Jew whether he considers you as his kinfolk. Their kinfolk to have 10,000 square miles. That's all, only 10,000 square miles. The whole parcel of land, Palestine, has actually been in the hands of the Arab people longer than it has been controlled by the descendants of Jacob. Yet God promised it to this Jew. He believes that God promised it to the Jew. And he says here, not 10,000. Now he says, page 61 of the same book, he says, in fact, according to Genesis 15:18 and Jeremiah 23:7 and 8, the promise will eventually cover 180,000 square miles. From the river Nile to the Euphrates, he's prepared to give it to them. He's given it to them. What did it? That Shamgar's stick and Samson's jawbone did the job. See, psychology, it does it. Then what about southern Lebanon? On page 85 it says, what about Israel's invasion of Lebanon in June 1982? Brother Shorosh says, actually, southern Lebanon is prophetically considered a part of Greater Israel. So what are you worried about then? What are you crying for? You Lebanese people, you Arabs, what are you worried about? It's all promised to the Jews. Give it to them. He cries crocodile tears in his book, Liberated Palestinian. He cries, so over 2 million of my people are suffering. I'm quoting. Said, over 2 million of my people are suffering. Many are bitter, sick and lonely. Some have been in refugee camps for over 35 years. Now, over 40 years. And more. His father has been killed by the Jews. His cousin was killed by the Jews. But what is the end result of all this? His people are suffering, he says. They are bitter and sick and lonely, he says. He's crying crocodile tears for them. So now he says, so and he supports, page 175, and he supports a small Palestinian state on the West Bank. A small Palestinian state on the West Bank with its own police force. You have to look after the traffic police. But without a standing army on the West Bank. No standing army. You know, amazing, this morning's paper, the Sunday Times, you find an echo of that very sentiment. As if it's his master's voice. You know those old gramophone records, his master's voice. Ishaq Shamir, he's saying the very same thing, offering to the Palestinians. Wait, but you wait. You wait till the election is over, and then we will give you on the West Bank. Let me read these words. Let me read. I don't want to misquote the fellow. Yitzhak Shamir. It says here, he said, Yitzhak Shamir, the Israeli Prime Minister, has told Palestinians from the West Bank that the government might confer some authority on the occupied territories, but only after the Israeli elections later this year. You have a chance of having your wishes fulfilled. The debate is that the thing that is the word of God, then it's a natural thing that you have to listen, hearken. Whatever you are suggesting, the guy is saying that the autonomy, chance limited autonomy, running everything in the territory except security. Exactly word for word. As if brother has been going there, he has been going there quite often. Soon after the 67 war, he was there within 6 months. After the 73 war, he was there. Pictures are given. He is ministering to wounded Israeli soldiers. Beautiful, beautiful. He is ministering to wounded Israeli soldiers. In more than 30 pictures in the liberated Palestinian, there is not a single Palestinian refugee in the book. No picture. But Israeli soldiers. Average of 2 pilgrimages. He is leading people from America on a pilgrimage to Palestine, 2 a year. Average of 2 every year. What does it? This is belief. Once you believe that this is the destiny of your people to become slaves, to become cannon fodder and foreskin fodder for the Jews, I said, now, is this the book of God? People with reason, tell them to the Palestinians. I would like to see a Palestinian go and tell the people in the Gaza, go and tell them that, look, from the Nile to the Euphrates, it should be given to the Jews. Southern Lebanon should be given to the Jews. What does it? This is the book has done the job, beautiful job of enslaving the minds of people. Now the Quran gives us a test. How are we to know whether a book is from God or not? It gives us a test. In Surah Nisa, chapter 4, verse 82, it says, أَفَلَا يَتَدَبَّرُونَ الْقُرْآنَ? Do they not consider the Quran with care? Don't you see? وَلَوْ كَانَ مِنْ عِنْدِ غَيْرِ اللَّهِ, had it been from anyone other than Allah, لَوَجَدُوا فِيهِ اخْتِلَافًا كَثِيرًا. You would have found in it many discrepancies, contradiction. This is a test which we have to apply to any book claiming to be God. See whether it is consistent with itself or they are full of contradictions. I will only give you one. And I'm reading from the New Testament. John chapter 18 verse 9. John 18:9. I'm quoting. That the saying might be fulfilled which he spoke. That the saying might be fulfilled which he spoke. Of those, in inverted commas, of those whom you gave me, I have lost none. Close of inverted commas. Of those whom you gave me, I have lost none. None means not one, not a single one. Who says that? Jesus. How do you know? It's in inverted commas. Ask any Christian preacher and he will tell you these are the words of Jesus. And in the Bible that's given to me, Brother Shorosh, thank you very much. This is called a red letter Bible. Red letter meaning every word that Jesus spoke is in red. So very easy to find out whether Jesus spoke these words or not. You open John chapter 18 verse 9 and it says it is in red. Which means these are the words of Jesus. In the Bible, the fifth major revision. Words of Jesus. It means he lost none, not one. Out of the 12 that God gave him, he didn't lose a single one. But in John 17, just one chapter before, verse 12, same Jesus, he says, while I was with them in the world, I kept them in your name. Those whom you gave me, he's talking to God, you gave me, I have kept. And none of them is lost.